Hello and welcome back to yet another mid-range smartphone camera comparison. Hey, I'm Olive, your host here at Versus.com, and today's participants are the Galaxy A35, the OnePlus Nord CE4, the Nothing Phone 2A, and the Honor 200 Lite. Which one of these will deliver us the best results? Let's find out. But smartphones aren't just about their cameras, therefore we will also be reviewing other important areas such as their performance, design, display, battery life, and pricing. Before we get into an in-depth photo and video comparison, hey, I'm Olive, your host here at Versus.com, and I'd like to thank HideMeVPN for sponsoring this video. Now let's briefly take a look at each device's camera specs. The OnePlus Nord CE4 Lite has a 50-megapixel wide lens along with a 16-megapixel front cam. It can digitally zoom in 10 times for photos and videos. Unfortunately, it is only able to shoot in up to 1080p, and when it comes to stabilization, it only has the option for standard stabilization. Moving on to the Galaxy A35, it is also equipped with a 50-megapixel wide lens and an 8-megapixel ultra-wide lens. Its front camera can shoot up to 13 megapixels, and it can also digitally zoom in 10 times both for photos and videos. It is able to shoot in 4K video and has standard stabilization, as well as super steady mode when shooting in 1080p. Next we have the Honor 200 Lite, which has a 108 megapixel wide lens along with a 5 megapixel ultra wide lens, and its front cam can shoot up to 50 megapixels. It can digitally zoom in 10 times for both photos and videos, and when it comes to video quality, it can only shoot in up to 1080p and has the option for standard stabilization. Finally, we have the Nothing Phone 2A. It is equipped with a 50 megapixel wide lens and a 50 megapixel ultra wide lens. Its front cam can shoot up to 32 megapixels, and it can digitally zoom in 10 times both for photos and videos. It is also able to shoot in 4K video with standard stabilization. So as always, let's start off with some standard wide photos, as that's the mode people use most frequently. In this first comparison, Samsung and OnePlus deliver the most authentic looking results with excellent color accuracy. While the Nothing Phone isn't bad, it does show slight overexposure and somewhat high saturation levels. Unfortunately, the Honor features very harsh shadows that obscure a lot of detail, particularly on my face. In the following set of photos, OnePlus stands out with the best shots striking a good balance between exposure and contrast to create a punchy yet realistic image. Samsung and Honor also provide decent results, though variations in contrast make it a matter of personal preference. On the other hand, the Nothing Phone's extreme darks and whites come across as heavy, making my eye bags look even worse. Now it's time for some ultra-wide shots, which are always great for capturing more of the scenery in your photos. Unfortunately, the OnePlus does not have an ultra-wide lens, so for this comparison, we've only included a wide shot and will not be awarding it any points for this feature. Among the remaining three, all perform similarly well, with the main difference being their saturation levels. Therefore, it ultimately does come down to personal preference. However, that being said, the Nothing Phone does provide the most accurate representation of how things actually looked on the day, so it will receive an additional point for that. In the next example, the Nothing Phone's 50 megapixel ultra-wide lens stands out with much sharper image quality compared to the others. While it is slightly overexposed, making my skin tone appear pale and washed out, it still delivers the best overall image. Honor's results initially appear impressive with good color accuracy, but its 5 megapixel ultra-wide lens shows its limitations as the image becomes quite pixelated upon closer inspection. The Galaxy sits in between the other two in terms of overall performance. Let's test out portrait mode and see which one of these gives us the nicest bokeh and the best and most accurate edge detection. All the devices have some issue with edge detection, but Samsung stands out with the best overall results, offering good exposure and excellent color accuracy. OnePlus also performs well with lower contrast levels that some may prefer. The Nothing Phone has overdone the saturation and shadows, making them appear a bit overwhelming. Honor, on the other hand, has struggled to produce any noticeable bokeh, defeating the purpose of shooting in portrait mode. As always, we conducted a blind test on our community page and social media, asking you to vote for your favorite photo without knowing the brand name. The winner with the most votes for this particular portrait photo was the OnePlus Nord CE4 Lite. We agreed that it indeed has the best and most authentic looking results with nicely balanced saturation. The Nothing phone came in a close second, just a few points behind. Many of you appreciated its deep contrast, though some felt that the Galaxy actually provided the most natural appearance. Video quality is super important when deciding which smartphone to go for, so let's test out some videos and see which one performs the best. Starting with a standard wide video, both the Galaxy and the Nothing phone can shoot in up to 4K, which is evident when comparing their videos to those produced by the other two devices. While the Nothing phone delivers vibrant and impressive results, Samsung handles exposure levels slightly better. The OnePlus and Honor can only shoot in up to 1080p, which isn't ideal, but may be sufficient for some. Honor offers vibrant and accurate colors, whereas the OnePlus appears washed out and a little dull. As the OnePlus lacks an ultra-wide lens, we included a wide example for comparison purposes, but naturally will not be awarding any points. The Nothing phone is the only device capable of shooting in 4K in ultra-wide mode, which is impressive and noticeably different. The Galaxy's results are overly sharpened, but still better than Honor's video, which is too smooth and slightly blurry, which loses a lot of detail. Let's pause for a moment and briefly talk about safety. A VPN keeps you safe online by turning your information into secret code and hiding your computer's location. This means no one can see what websites you visit or find out where you are. If that sounds like something you'd find useful, then you'll want to hear this next part. HideMe VPN is one of the fastest offshore VPNs with 24/7 support and cross-platform access. Enjoy 10GB speeds across 2,300 servers globally. You can also navigate the web with a trusted ally, SmartGuard, proactively guarding against malware, tracking, ads, and phishing threats in real time. Plus, they don't store logs, ensuring your actions remain yours. Best part, you can start for free. Click the link in the description to secure your online freedom with HideMe VPN. Simple, secure, and yours. I'm super curious to see which one of these stabilizes footage best. Which one will be the smoothest? Let's find out. In our first test, we walked with all the devices using only standard stabilization. The Nothing phone and the Galaxy delivered the smoothest results. However, if you look very closely at the sky in Samsung's video, you'll notice a slight jitter, which isn't ideal. Unfortunately, Honor's footage was very shaky, and the OnePlus also struggled significantly. The Galaxy is the only device with an option for super steady stabilization, so we gave it a quick test. While it did look notably better, it wasn't much of an improvement over what the Nothing phone achieved with just standard stabilization. As for the OnePlus and the Honor, well, there's not much to say, is there? Time to test out some selfies. Let's see which one of these has the best front camera, makes me look the best, and also let's test out front camera video and audio while we're at it. In this first outdoor example, both the Samsung and Nothing phone delivered solid results. The Nothing phone handled exposure better, while Samsung excelled in color accuracy, especially with skin tones. The Honor and OnePlus both produced overexposed and washed out images. Indoors, the Galaxy and Nothing phone once again produced the best images, with Samsung looking more authentic. The Nothing phone's image is slightly oversaturated, creating an unrealistic tan. Honor's photo is sharp but overprocessed, with washed out skin tones and high contrast. The OnePlus's image appears smudged, though it does have nice warm tones, but some might find it a bit too orange. In low light, Samsung's image is the sharpest but has a green tint, which isn't ideal. Honor's photo is smooth yet sharp enough with a magenta tint, but it is decent overall. The Nothing phone's image is overly saturated and smooth, looking more social media ready than authentic. The OnePlus's image is washed out and overly smooth, losing quite a bit of detail. For front camera video, all the phones struggled with white balance, most noticeably the Nothing phone with its warm tones. The Galaxy is the only device capable of shooting in 4K, and while it is the sharpest, the Nothing phone's quality is also decent. The OnePlus and Honor have similar results, they're both overexposed and washed out, though Honor's clarity is a lot higher. So we're going to test out the audio now coming from all of these devices. First, we'll start with the Honor 200 Lite. How am I sounding over here? What do we think? Moving on to the Nothing phone 2A. Is it any better here? Well, it's a lot more cropped in, but how is the audio sounding? Next we have the OnePlus Nord CE4 Lite. How am I sounding on this bad boy? Any better than the others? We'll find out. And finally we have the Galaxy A35, also very cropped in. But how am I sounding? Honor offers good noise cancellation while the OnePlus lacks noise cancellation, resulting in poor sound quality. The Galaxy does sound the best with effective noise cancellation that doesn't muffle the audio. The Nothing phone provides clear audio with some background noise, but it isn't too distracting. All of these devices can zoom in 10 times, so let's test out 3 times, 5 times, and 10 times and see which one is the sharpest and most detailed. At 3 times zoom, the OnePlus delivers the sharpest image, with Samsung following but displaying some noise in the sky. The Nothing phone and Honor offer similar decent results. At 5 times zoom, the OnePlus, Samsung, and Honor produce the sharpest and most detailed images, while the Nothing phone captures an acceptable image with a slightly blurred statue. At 10 times zoom, the OnePlus impresses with the most detail, while Samsung and Honor provide decent photos with adequate detail. The Nothing phone appears the most smudged. Time to capture some macro shots. This is looking pretty decent. Let's see which one performs best though. Both the Galaxy and Honor have macro lenses, but do they make a difference? Honor can get closest to the object while remaining sharp, which is a bonus. Samsung's result is also decent and looks sharp. The OnePlus and Nothing phone produce very similar results with only slight color variations. In the second example, it's clear that the Galaxy delivers the sharpest result, followed by Honor. Unfortunately, the OnePlus looks completely blurry, and the Nothing phone has also struggled to capture details in the tree bark. So a macro lens does indeed make a significant difference. Now let's take a look at a few low-light examples to see how each device performs under these conditions. Starting with a standard wide photo, none of the images look particularly great. The white balance is off across the board, and both Samsung and OnePlus are quite blurry, with OnePlus showing significant noise. The Nothing phone has heavy saturation, but it is the sharpest image, while Honor offers better color accuracy and maintains a good low-light ambience, though it's not as sharp. Next, in an ultra-wide example, the OnePlus is excluded, but here's a wide example for you. Among the remaining 3, none deliver impressive results. Each has its own issues, with the Honor performing the worst. The Nothing phone is overly saturated, while the Galaxy has a significant yellow hue, which is a little overpowering. In portrait mode, while the Nothing phone isn't the sharpest, it does offer the most authentic look with vibrant but not overpowering colors. The Honor also performs well but fails to create any background blur, which undermines the purpose of portrait mode. Samsung and OnePlus deliver nearly identical results, both with very low contrast, leading to a washed out appearance. Moving on to some video examples. In standard wide videos, all devices struggle with fluctuating exposure levels, which is quite distracting. The Nothing phone offers the best overall quality, with Samsung and Honor closely following. The OnePlus, however, has the most noise and the least depth in the blacks. In ultra-wide video, the OnePlus is once again excluded, and it's immediately clear that the Honor performs the worst. The Honor's 5-megapixel ultra-wide lens falls short compared to Samsung's 8-megapixel and the Nothing phone's 50-megapixel lens, which clearly makes a significant difference. Although not flawless, the Nothing phone delivers the clearest and sharpest results, with minor issues in exposure and white balance. Samsung performs adequately, but appears noticeably more pixelated. Alright, let's do a quick summary and see who the winners are when it comes to the camera. Our scoring system is based on order of importance, therefore in categories such as wide, ultra-wide, portrait, and videos, we have a maximum of 4 points possible, whereas in less important categories such as zoom and audio, the points given are less. For standard photos, the winner is OnePlus. Next, we have ultra-wide photos where the Nothing phone actually takes first place. In portrait mode, the OnePlus takes the win once again. In videos using the back cameras, it's a draw between the Galaxy and the Nothing phone. When it comes to stabilization, the Nothing phone takes the win. For front camera photos and videos, Samsung takes the win, and it continues to take the crown in audio due to its impeccable noise cancellation abilities. OnePlus wins the zoom category. Samsung and Honor tie in first place in macro photos due to having macro lenses. And finally, the Nothing phone comes in first place in the low light category. And that means that our overall winner is in fact the Samsung Galaxy A35. So that was just some shots we captured, and don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comments below. But phones aren't just about their cameras, as general performance matters too. So let's take a closer look at how each device operates. The OnePlus Nord CE4 Lite operates on the Snapdragon 695 chipset. The Galaxy A35 operates on the Exynos 1380 chipset. The Honor 200 Lite operates on the MediaTek Dimensity 6080 chipset, and the Nothing Phone 2a operates on the MediaTek Dimensity 7200 Pro chipset. The options for storage are the following on each device. OnePlus offers a 256GB of internal storage with 8GB of RAM. The Galaxy A35 offers either 128 or 256GB of internal storage with 6 or 8GB of RAM. The Honor offers 256GB of internal storage with either 8 or 12GB of RAM. And finally, the Nothing Phone offers 128 or 256GB of internal storage with either 8 or 12GB of RAM. Of course, we also tested out some benchmarks to really see how the performance has developed, and the results were the following. The Nothing Phone 2a performed the strongest in almost all of the tests, with the Honor 200 Lite having weaker performances. But let's go through the test results for each app and check out the outcomes. Starting with Geekbench 6 in single core, the highest score was 1135 coming from the Nothing Phone, with the lowest being 783 coming from Honor. In multi-core, the highest score was 2936, this time coming from the Galaxy, with the lowest 1873 coming from the OnePlus. Moving on to 3D Mark, here the highest score was 4167, which was a lot higher than the rest, and that came from the Nothing Phone, while the lowest score was 1338 from Honor. Finally, in Antutu, the highest score was over 700,000 from the Nothing Phone, with the lowest being just over 400,000 from Honor. For more detailed comparisons of these devices or any others, be sure to visit our website versus.com, where you can find additional information. Now let's talk about the displays. The OnePlus Nord boasts a 6.67-inch AMOLED display with a 1080 by 2400 resolution and a PPI density of 394. The Galaxy A35 has a 6.6-inch Super AMOLED display with a 1080 by 2340 resolution and a PPI density of 390. Moving on to the Honor 200 Lite, it has a 6.7-inch AMOLED display with a 1080 by 2412 resolution and a PPI density of 394. They all have an adaptive 120Hz refresh rate, apart from the Honor, which only goes as high as 90Hz. The Galaxy has Corning Gorilla Glass Victus Plus, while the Nothing Phone has Corning Gorilla Glass 5. However, both the OnePlus and the Honor lack Gorilla Glass protection, which means that they lack the additional scratch and impact resistance that such glass provides. The Nothing Phone 2a is the only one that supports HDR10+. In terms of brightness, the OnePlus's peak is at 2100 nits, the Galaxy at 1000 nits, the Honor at 2000 nits, and the Nothing Phone at 1300 nits. When you're choosing a smartphone, design does matter. So let's take a closer look at each device and what it has to offer. The Nothing Phone 2a features a distinctive design that sets it apart from other smartphones in its segment. The phone boasts a transparent back showcasing its internal components, a hallmark of Nothing's unique aesthetic. It includes a revamped camera island with dual rear cameras positioned horizontally at the top, flanked by the innovative Glyph lighting system, which provides customizable LED patterns for notifications and alerts, which is pretty cool and a unique feature. The phone is available in dark gray and white variants. The OnePlus Nord CE4 Lite has a straightforward and modern design with a slim profile and rounded edges for comfortable handling. It features a large, nearly bezel-less display with a small punch hole front camera. The back panel is made of smooth, matte finished plastic, but fingerprints and smudges are pretty visible, so that's something to keep in mind. It's available in two colors, Mega Blue and Super Silver. On the right side, you have your power on button as well as the volume up and down button, and on the left side, you will find a SIM card slot. It has speakers and microphones on the top and bottom of the device, with a USB-C port on the bottom and a headphone jack. The Galaxy A35 is slightly thicker. The back features a glossy finish that comes in 4 different colors: black, light blue, light violet, and yellow. The triple camera module is placed symmetrically on the back to match Samsung's signature look. On the right hand side, you have your power on and off button, as well as the volume button. Microphones are present both on the top and bottom of the device, and you can also find a USB-C port and a speaker on the bottom, as well as a SIM card slot on the top. When it comes to the display, the bezels are relatively big, which does slightly reduce the screen size. However, it's more than okay for everyday use. Finally, we have the Honor 200 Lite, which has a modern look with a smooth, shiny finish that reflects light nicely. It's slim with curved edges that make it easy to hold, and the edge-to-edge display is great for an immersive viewing experience. The back has a simple camera setup that fits well with the aesthetic of the overall design. It comes in 3 colors: midnight black, cyan lake, and starry blue, which is an exclusive color. On the right side, you have the power on and off button, as well as the volume button, and on the left side sits the SIM card slot, and you have microphones on the top and bottom of the device. The bottom of the device also consists of a speaker and a USB-C port. Finally, we've got to talk about battery life, as that's a crucial step when deciding which device to go for. The OnePlus Nord CE4 Lite has the biggest battery of all at 5500 mAh. The Galaxy and the Nothing phone have a 5000 mAh battery, and the Honor 200 Lite has the lowest capacity with a 4500 mAh battery. All of them support fast charging with 80 watts for the OnePlus, 25 watts for the Galaxy, 35 watts for the Honor, and 45 watts for the Nothing phone. Now let's have a quick look over the prices for each one of these devices. The OnePlus Nord CE4 Lite is the cheapest with a current asking price of $279. The rest of the devices all cost the same at a current asking price of $299, so price doesn't really play a role in this comparison. So that pretty much sums up these 4 different phones when battled against each other. When considering which device to buy, your decision should be based on your priorities. If capturing photos and videos is your top priority, we suggest perhaps going for the Galaxy A35 or the Nothing Phone 2A, as they can both shoot in up to 4K, which may be important for you. The Nothing phone also generally has the strongest performance out of the lot, so it's for sure a good option that you can't go wrong with. It also has a pretty unique and neat design that is bound to impress all of your friends. We hope you found this review useful, and we would love to hear your thoughts. Which one would you choose? Let us know in the comments down below. Direct links to all of the devices mentioned in this video can be found in the description below. And as always, don't forget to give this video a big like if you enjoyed it, and make sure to subscribe to be a part of our Versus.com community if you aren't already. With that being said, we will see you in the next video, and until then, take care.